Yeah, let's add actually an iceberg. It's gonna remind me the iceberg from Skyrim. Hello and welcome back, fantasy cartographers. In this episode, we are gonna add some natural points of interest. In the previous part of the tutorial, remember we added this little cliff here. So after we were done with all the major geographical features, we added that. This time, because we have a bigger map, we can talk a bit more about what kind of natural points of interest we can have. And we will also talk a little about adding monsters. So starting with the monsters, let me cover that first. If you have any idea about them already in your mind, then you can also add monsters as a part of this step when you're adding the natural points of interest. But if they are not crucial, if you don't have any specific story about them or any location already planned about them, you can add them at the end in the very next steps, where we are gonna add the elements that make the map a map, like a mappy feeling. Let's clear that out. Depending on where you stand, you can add creatures now or later. And what is a natural point of interest? This can be cliffs. This can be, if you have a single one, some volcanoes or craters could be, but if it's a range or if it's very important, it could be major. It's okay. We are not discussing physics here. We have a flex. And canyons could be some crystals, some carcasses, even a tornado could be a natural point of interest. So let's start adding a few and find more on the way. World trees, I love those ones. Floating islands might work as well. It can be a pit, it can be a cave, it can be a crack on the ground. Let's add one cave here. It's a point of interest. We can add it here. We can also have maybe a carcass somewhere here. And by the way, you can spread them randomly, but if you already have some ideas about them, you can also think of them here. If I know that a fight happens between mage A, mage B, and it shatters the ground, etc., and I know where it might be on the map, that can help me to understand where to put it. But if not, then you can just put randomly, and when you're plotting, they will help you to bring up some nice details about the locations, etc. Yeah, I'm gonna put it right there. Yeah, we can add some another carcass. I think they also are really nice. Oh, this one's cool. They nailed that guy down in that valley. And what else? Mesas could be as well. And maybe pillars, some fairy chimneys, even icebergs. Yeah, let's add actually an iceberg. It's gonna remind me the iceberg from Skyrim. There was an iceberg, and there was a mage guy living in it on the north part. So I'm gonna do something similar here. Let me put this. We can do the colors later. Let's first find more. Should we add a volcano to this map? Let's add one volcano to the map, because they can also be natural points of interest. Oh, these archers as well could be nice natural points of interest. Okay, you know what? Let's add. That's gonna be cool. And it will be called the gate to the never-ending suffer. Oh, yeah, like this. Oh, it's gonna be nice. I have an idea. Here, and another one on the map, but it will be broken. So there is a plot behind it. There is some story behind it. It was the two gates before, and one of them was shattered. It was supposed to be a portal going somewhere, and they shattered one of it. You know, sounds nice. Oh, this is also nice. This one. What if I do the broken one here on top of the river? That would be cool. Let me put this one right here. Yeah. Woohoo! I like it. This is a nice idea in my opinion. Natural points of interest. This is what I'm talking about. Floating islands could be also nice. Shall we add one? Let's add one right here and bring some interest on this corner of the map. Okay, let's put it right here. Nah, it's fine. When you're doing the floating islands, you should add a little shadow under it, so it actually looks like floating, no matter if it's in the sea or And I don't like to put them directly under it. I like to put it like a little off the side, because all the map has, like you see all the mountains, all the assets has a direction for the shadow. So if you put it right under it, then it doesn't really match, because that would mean the sun is on the top. Let's add one volcano. I just want a small volcano here, not big one. This is a perfect example why I recommend adding the volcanoes when you're doing the mountains, because if they are not separated from the mountain ranges like this, which is what I was mentioning, if it is only one, you can get away with adding it later on. It's not going to require so much revisions. But if you do it while making the mountain range, then anything that you added later on will already be matching with it, like forest settlements, etc. So you will probably not need any revisions. But you see, right now I'm going to need a revision somewhere, either with the forest or mountains, if I need the mountain to be near. So like you see, just like this. So I'm going to remove these now, which is another time consuming thing. We also have an example of this. This is the whole point of having this tutorial. I'm trying to show as much as possible. Very cool. Now we also have a volcano. Right now, quickly add them colors. I'm not giving them directly the same colors and changing it a little bit. Change the color of the horn, maybe blue. And the same goes for this. That a different, shinier because it's more in the sky and stuff. Yeah, the color of the sea is nice. The lake is nice there. And here we have a floating island. Shall we add some smoke to the volcano? Is that a little smoke there? Not gonna hurt. All right, now here we have an iceberg there, a carcass of a titan, potentially a cave they might explore, your party, your characters. We have these two belts, let's call them belts, arches. One of them is broken, which adds another nice interest to it. We have another smaller carcass here. We have a floating island here. This one here, a bear here. We can add more creatures in the future. I will probably do it. We have a small volcano here, and that's it for this video. The point here is, when you have a big collection of things and you start adding these kind of generic or sometimes unique features, natural features to your map, when you're plotting, they will give you inspiration and they will help you with coming up with new ideas. Or if you already know some of the interesting locations, and this will help you to see where they are. So when you're polishing your stories and world, it will be more precise. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like and support, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.